Greetings everyone, I hope you are doing well. This morning I pulled out some runes, Ogham and cards, and I thought I would bring a meditation surrounding it all to you today in an ASMR. Now before we start, the date of this is the 1st of April. So I'm afraid you are going to have to just deal with whatever noises appear. There are people below me, people above me, and people in all the rooms around me. So I cannot help it if noise gets through the walls. So without further ado, we'll start. Okay. Breathe out. So this is going to be in the tradition of Celtic Reiki, and we're just going to open up the space by drawing E-ho, 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 and that is the yew tree who opens up gateways to the past, gateways to the future, and gateways into your inner world. Oh, I'm just going to put some rings on. The abalone. For the water, coal. And the warrior agate. For strength and courage. And before we start, I'm just going to cleanse your aura with Scots pine spray. So imagine the scent of pine wafting towards you. And I'm just going to place these two pieces of jasper. That is Kambaba jasper, and this is Atlas jasper. And I'm just going to place them under your feet. And then I'm going to give you a couple of stones to hold a beautiful amethyst and a calming green fluorite. So if you'd just like to hold them for me. And I'd just like you to take a deep breath in for the ground below you and breathe out any unwanted feelings, emotions, stress, anguish and worry onto the stone. And then taking a deep breath in for the skies above you. Again holding the air in your lungs for a little while. And breathing out any unwanted residues into the stone. And then a last deep breath in for the seas surrounding our sacred lands. Breathing out any negative emotions and unwanted residue, maybe of things that are happening now and things that have happened in the past. And then settle your breathing down into its natural pattern. And I'd just like you to imagine roots growing out of your shoulders and down past your hips and knees, down through your feet and down into the ground below you. And they grow down and down and down through the building and the foundations, down through the soil and the rocks to the very centre, to the very core of the earth, where they find a giant stone to wrap themselves around to keep you tight to Mother Earth. And breathe out. just like you to visualize yourself walking into a mist. And as you're walking into a mist, push your protection to yourself outwards, outwards, outwards and upwards, outwards and upwards. And with every step, know that you are very well protected by your guides and helpers, and you may call them towards you to enter your auric field now, even if you don't know them. Just ask that the most appropriate member of my team come to protect me. And you may be able to feel that shift of energy as they move in. But it's not essential to feel this. Just trust that you can. And ground each step in. Bring little roots out of your feet. And notice that the ground shifts from a hard surface onto a woodland floor. And you're walking out of the woodland to the margins, because that is where we are going. And the Scots pine and the Douglas firs and oaks start to thin. And on the margins of woodland you get the silver birches that are just about to bud, and everywhere around you the wood is starting to bud. There are new green shoots reaching up through the earth, and the birdsong carries on the breeze, and you feel light, happy and totally alone. However, just out of your eyesight, you can hear the titter and laughter of the Fae. And soon the mist starts to disperse. And there are two smaller figures up ahead. Two fairy folk. The solitary Fae and the dreamtime Fae. And they laugh and they beckon to you, and you feel a sense of happiness and lightness as they take a hand each, and you all start to skip down the woodland path which opens out. And one of them has amazing flowers in her hair, the solitary fairy, teaching you self-confidence and to be happy with your energy. And the dreamtime fairy, with the ferns and the ivy and the mistletoe, called All Heal. And they sing a song to you. The kiss of the sun for pardon, the song of the birds for mirth. You are closer to God in the garden than any place else on earth. The kiss of the sun for pardon, the song of the birds for mirth. You are closer to God in the garden than any place else on earth. But what if you don't have a garden, you say to them? Ah, they tell you, do the Druid way. Create an inner landscape in your mind like you are doing here, and escape to it to gain rest and respite from the busy world, and to bring the outside in. And as you get to the end of the path, the trees end, and in front of you is a dolmen made by the ancients. And you and the Fae start to skip around the dolmen. Raise the energies, they say, raise the energies. Dolmens are built on geospiral, natural pools of energy. And these need reactivating every now and then. And this you do now by ecstatically dancing and singing as you move around it. Let your inner child out and dance, dance and dance, dropping away your worries, letting them fall off you as you reactivate the geospiral. And I'm going to channel this landscape to you now, the landscape of the ancients and the Fae. Feel the downland vista open up in front of you with all manners of herbs and flowers and greenery. In the distance you can see sheep and cows and horses running free in this ancient land that holds the memories, the liminal spaces, sometimes known as the thin spaces at the edge of places. For you are on the edge of the moor, an ancient moor in England. And the fairies keep singing. The kiss of the sun for pardon, the song of the birds for mirth. You are closer to God in the garden than any other place on earth. The kiss of the sun for pardon, the song of the birds for mirth. You are closer to God in the garden than any place on earth. That is an old English poem, you are told, that many gardeners use. And soon the energies build up. You can feel them now, wafting up and raising the vibration of this place. And eventually you and your fairy friends enter the dolmen. Some of these were tombs, but some of these were watching places for the stars, so that they knew when to plant their crops, when to harvest, and when to hold ceremonies. And you enter inside of the dolmen, and the energy changes, because this too is a portal or gateway. And you are asked to sit there and place your hands on the ground, and one of the fairies takes a hand each and lifts your palms over, and they impart healing into your hands. The dreamer offers visions, trances and apparitions, and she whispers a message into your ear. And the solitary fairy offers you dedication, self-love and focus. And she too offers messages into your ear. feel the peace, healing and tranquility from these fairy folk. The dreamer tells you to go within. At this enforced time of quiet, you have the perfect opportunities to hone your psychic abilities. And the solitary witch tells you to dedicate something that you have always wanted to learn but haven't had the time to do. And she offers you self-love. And she tells you to focus. Focus on today though. Don't focus on the fear and feelings and the uncertainties. Let them take these away from you, which they do so now. Use the agates to gain your warrior spirit. And use the abalone to bring colour therapy and happiness towards you. And also for cleansing and clearing if you need to do that. You have the perfect opportunity to work on yourself and also to get to know yourself. And soon the dreamer takes something out of her pockets, rune dice, and she casts them on the ground. What an auspicious reading. Now these appear transposed in here, but this is in the shape of a P, and it's Wunjo. Draw it now for you. Wunjo. And this stands for joy and happiness. Feel the energy of that rune. And the next one is Perthu, which is luck. And gaming, it is a cup of dice it signifies. Or maybe a goblet of beer or ale. Taking risks, but not risks with your health. Taking a chance, a bold step. She offers this energy to you now. And then the last rune is Dagas. Dagas. The light of day. The light of day. Insight. Clarity on your situation. And she shakes these dice, these tactile dice made from old English elm. And watch how they move and listen to the noise. And you are transfixed on the dice. And then the solitary fairy takes your hand and draws you a little way outside the dolmen. And she points towards the purple poppies, which signify evolution, and she asks you to absorb the medicine of the poppies to help you change and adapt. to dull any feelings of hurt and pain. Absorbing the energy of that flower and the beauty of the colour into your head. The top two chakras, the crown and the third eye, are often signified by this colour of spirituality. And she says to you, purple poppy helps align your physical self with your soul purpose and that of your higher self. When foundations are rocking, your entire being is evolving. And the purple poppy helps support deep levels of integration, connection and rest. Wherever you land, she will help you adapt. Find beauty in the process, no matter how difficult. And she invites you to pick a poppy, which you do so now. Then she draws you down onto your haunches to look closely at the ground, where you find some chickweed for tolerance. And this is an edible weed which is sprouting at this time of year, and tea can be made out of it. And she tells you that chickweed is tough and knows her power. She knows how to shine despite challenges and tough circumstances. Chickweed, when you need to make a difficult decision, will help you strengthen your self-confidence and understanding so that you can tap into your own inner wisdom with grace and passion. And she tells you to absorb the flowers into your psyche. The star. You are a star, she tells you. Let your light shine. And she invites you to pick some handfuls, and you pop these flowers into your pocket to take back their essence with you into the real world. Just feel the energy of the dolmen and look out yonder towards the moorlands where the purple and white heather grows and the bees are just starting to appear, and you hear a buzzing and smell the scent of heather, lucky heather. And know that the bees work in community, and that soon you will be out in your community again. But there are other ways now for you to connect, new ways that are coming into being that we all have to adapt to. And then the Fae turn you around and you look at the trees. And once again the dice come out, but these are Ogham dice made out of yew tree from the area of the great Stonehenge. The yew tree was the tree signified to openness. And I hold these up upside down so that they appear the right way for you. And the first one cast is Sail, the willow tree. And you see the willow tree there at the edge of the vista, a huge ancient lady. And you notice buds are just about to form. And the willow stands for intuition, cunning and psychic powers. which I will channel towards you now. And this is also a good tree to use if you are grieving. She helps you to understand things and process. We've all heard of the weeping willow. Give her your upset. She sings to you now. And she is aligned to water, and often has her feet in the inner streams of earth. And the next tree is Tyne, the holly. This is a dark tree of the winter half of the year, and she rests now. She can also be a he, the holly king. And this tree stands for boundaries, protection and mastery over whatever you decide to do. And so we draw the Tyne energy to you now, and this has a deeper tone. And then your eyes fall upon a dainty tree, and the leaves are just starting to come out. The Ada, white poplar. Ada, 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 for overcoming fears and doubt. And this tree enables you to tap into creative things to help in your situations that you find yourself whilst you are at home. Tap into those creative solutions and the creative talents that you hold within you. And then the last tree your eyes fall upon is the elder Reese, the witch's tree. The witch's tree helps you with observations, foresight, and grounds you in the present, also helping you not to worry about the future. The witch's tree. It is said that if you cut down an elder, bad luck will follow you. Some of these trees are white and some of them are black. The black Sambucus. but they give sweetness with elderflowers. You can make elderflower cordials, elderflower champagne, and when they turn to berries, you can make jam and other things out of them. They offer sustenance and healing. And these dice are also moved and played with by your fairy friends. But as you keep your eyes on the trees, you notice faces within them, and soon the dryads come out. And they too move towards you, and you all form a circle around the dolmen, dancing with dryads. Just let your inner child dance with the nature spirits of this place. Let yourself be free. Feel the lightness of your feet and the lightness of your heart. The fairy folk want to help you, and the fairy folk are grateful that you have not forgotten them. And each of them moves in towards you to give you a fairy blessing now. Feel their little hands. Creating tingles in your auric field. Gently bringing the outside into you. And then you all embrace, smelling the scents of the woodland and the down, smiling. You can't help smile, this feels so nice. Just what you needed. And one by one they wink at you, give you dashing smiles, and move back into their respective plants and trees. And sigh. And then you then put your hands on one of the stones, tuning in to the energy of the ancients, knowing that you have lived before. Maybe you have even lived here in this land, in this time, and that you will once again live upon this land. The land, the planet of Mother Earth, our great mother. Wanting to give something back, you pull a strand of your hair and lay it down in the dolmen. For if we have no food or drink to give, we offer hair druids and witches. The stones almost murmur in appreciation. You have raised their vibration, repaired the songlines and the geospirals of this PowerPoint, reactivated this space, this liminal space, the thin place. Breathe in the sense of spring. And then your little fairy friends take your hands and off you go back into the woodland, and you find the path, and the mist starts to envelop you. And soon the hands of the Fae drop away, and with each step you get closer to your reality, and you ground this healing in. The healing of the heath and downland, and the healing of the dryads and the woodland spirits. And then you feel the chair under you, and you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing yourself back to your timeline and back to your room. And breathe out, regrowing the roots out of your feet and down into the ground below you. And I'll take the stones now out of your hands, and the Kambaba and Atlas Jasper out from under your feet. And I place my hands upon your shoulders just to make sure you're grounded. And we'd like to thank our guides and helpers and ask them to step back. Sigh out. Peace to those in the north. Peace to those in the east. Peace to those in the south. And peace to those in the west. Blessings and healing upon your life. Blessings and healing upon your families. Blessings and healings upon your day. Love and light, friends. Love and light.